Hey guys, it's Shelby. I am super excited today because I've got my harvest platter, and you know what that means. It's the first real big harvest of the spring season. I cannot believe how well this garden is doing. It's probably one of my best gardens yet. I definitely contribute that to one, a lot of work. Also two, a no-till, no-dig garden method and mushroom compost using some worm castings, all of the above. So I'm really excited to show off what we have to harvest today. Everything is just popping. There's so much to take in, and we're just at the end of April. It's amazing. I'm happy to report we do have some gray zucchini right here. I will say that this gray zucchini is a lot sweeter, I think, than like a regular zucchini. There's more flavor, so we're really enjoying this particular variety of zucchini. The challenge for me right now is going to be harvesting all these vegetables without getting absolutely stung by bees, because they're out here and they are loving it. Oh my gosh, there are so many crooked neck squash right now. I will show you. I may have done some of these rows a little close together, but the no-till, no-dig garden is working fabulously. I love this method. I've never had more success than this year with this method. It's amazing. I'm gonna keep it going. I also love my, raised garden beds too, but this has definitely proven to be absolutely successful. I'm like trying to look around underneath all these plants to see if there's any squash I've missed, because there's so I can't even believe how much squash there is right now. It's crazy. Now I have more squash than I know what to do with. This is my bushing cucumber. I've never grown bushing cucumbers before. We had a really heavy rain last night, and lots of heavy rains, which has been awesome. We're just gonna see how they're doing. And yeah, we got cucumbers, awesome. These ones are definitely different than the muncher cucumbers. A lot more textured and everything, but it's cool to see that we have some growing right now. I really didn't know what to expect with the bushing cucumber variety, but it actually looks just like a normal trellising variety. I'm not sure where the bushing comes from. And my muncher cucumber is doing really well too. So I'm about to have like an insane amount of cucumbers, which is fine because I enjoy eating the cucumbers in cucumber salads, pickling them, eating them in so many different ways. It's fine. So I'm proud of a lot this garden season. Very proud, because it was a lot of work. But what I'm most proud of, I think, right now is my butternut squash. I don't even know how many butternut squash I have on here. I feel like I have like 50. I don't even know. That could be an exaggeration, but it feels like 50. For somebody like me in Florida who has tried to grow butternut squash so many times, it's really exciting because it's not very easy to grow certain varieties of foods in really warm climates with lots of pests. Like I said before, this garden method of like the no-till, no-dig garden is just banging. It's amazing. I'm trying to show you guys what we're working with. But I never imagined having this many successfully growing right now. And now I'm like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all this butternut squash. So of course I know people say you can cure them and have them for months. So that's what I'm gonna try to do, of course, and cook with them like crazy. And not everything is ready for harvest, of course. The season just started. A lot of this stuff needs a lot more time. Squash and things like that will be done relatively quicker. What we have, I'll just give you guys kind of like a mixed garden tour harvest update, show you what's going on. I've got some watermelons growing and some cantaloupes. Dixie Queen watermelon. Look how cute. We've got a little cantaloupe already. Oh my goodness. And that's the cantaloupe plants. Now these red acre cabbages I did not start growing just a few weeks ago. I started growing them at least 3 months ago. They're ready to harvest, so it's definitely not a part of like the spring harvest, I would say. But what I'm gonna do with the red acre cabbage is I'm going to make some cabbage rolls with the one that I'm harvesting tonight. I'm gonna leave the other ones in here and just treat it like my garden refrigerator. Come out, harvest as I need. When you're gardening, everybody has different goals. Some people, it's just like a therapeutic outlet. They want a few plants to kind of hone in on and do a really good job on, which is awesome. I suggest anybody garden at any level. There's no such thing as having too small of a garden or too big of a garden. That also is true. For me, my personal goal is to grow enough vegetables where we're not having to buy vegetables from the grocery store. And ever since we moved into this house, that has been something that we've been working towards. This year, I can safely say that we've accomplished that goal. We're not going to have to go to the grocery store unless there's something really specific that we need for a recipe. Like onions, for example. I haven't grown onions, but everything else pretty much we don't need to go to the grocery store for, which is a really awesome feeling. And I want to show you guys, I have tons of squash back here too, long white zucchini, and I also have the most stunning Swiss chard you'll ever see. It is absolutely delicious. Let's harvest it. Got my Swiss chard. There's so much to harvest. I could eat on this plant like every single day because I planted a lot of it. We've cooked with the Swiss chard already a few times, and it tastes just like spinach, basically. I really feel like there's no taste difference, which is awesome because in Florida, for me personally, it's kind of hard to grow spinach, although I have a lot of spinach over there to harvest. But it's awesome to have a variety that is a little bit more heat tolerant, such as Swiss chard. As humans, we are designed to be attracted to colorful food because out in the wild, there's a lot of color naturally, which is why some of these like candies and things like that are so attractive to us, and it's hard to resist sometimes. But that's why I encourage you to grow very colorful things. It's what our bodies were intended to be consuming, and the more colorful the vegetable is naturally, the healthier it's going to be. It's going to include things like anthocyanins and other really awesome antioxidants and vitamins and nutrients. So keep that in mind when you're picking out your garden. Try to make it as colorful as possible. Here I have my long white zucchini. I love growing this variety of zucchini. I don't know why. It's pretty similar to a normal zucchini, a little bit sweeter with a kind of like a little bit harder of an exterior than a traditional zucchini. It's very flavorful and I think it looks really pretty too. This plant is a little bit later to mature. We just harvested like a gigantic one a night or two ago, and this is the second one ready to harvest. Look at how big this is. But yeah, these are ready to go and enjoy. I was able to find another little long white zucchini. You can harvest them as small as about this size. You don't want them to get much bigger than that because they're going to kind of lose their flavor and be overripe basically. But I'm seeing a lot of little tiny squash bugs on these fruits, which is alarming. So I'm going to need to give them a good hit of neem oil, which is like an organic pesticide, and start really monitoring these plants so I don't lose them. We've all seen it before. were seed shopping and you see this like blue rose or just something that like normally does not exist out in the wild. And that's how I felt about this particular plant. It's my Chinese pink celery. Pink celery? That can't be true. But Baker Creek was advertising it and I trust them. So I got the seeds and to my surprise, well, not my surprise, but to my amazement, yeah, it's a real thing and they're absolutely beautiful. What is cooler than growing pink celery? I don't know, that's probably one of the coolest things in my garden right now. On to our muncher cucumbers. I love these because when you pick them at the right size, they are super, super flavorful. They're almost, the crunch is like eating a cracker almost. It's very, very crunchy and the seeds aren't too big or it's not too watery. It's more on the crunch side, which is a good like snacking cucumber. The only issue with these muncher cucumbers, as you can see behind me, is that if you wait like literally one day, they go from perfect small little cucumber to like this gigantic huge cucumber, which is still good. It's fine for any normal use of a cucumber, but they're just not that kind of like snacker type of texture anymore. I honest to God feel like I am going grocery shopping in my garden, which is thrilling if you are an avid gardener who has put so much effort into your garden like I have. This is so many vegetables and it's not even like the start of what really needs to be harvested like in a month or two, like the tomatoes, the beans, everything like that. Now I'm sitting next to my turnips. Look at these things. They're going crazy right now. I don't even know how to cook with turnips. I don't even buy turnips. So, questioning why I grew so many turnips. I will not let them go to waste. I'll figure out a delicious way to cook with them. Here's my first turnip. They are looking beautiful. I'm gonna give all these turnip greens to my chickens. That way they don't go to waste and they've been laying eggs. So I'm gonna give them a nice reward. I just harvested a whole lot of vegetables. All organic, very, very tasty. It seems like a lot. I know it looks like a lot, but imagine like when you go to the grocery store, how much vegetables you buy. Like I typically buy about this much vegetables for like 1 or 2 weeks. So it's not gonna go to waste and I do plan on preserving the pickles and things like that. I have tons of tomato plants and different beans, other varieties of cucumbers growing in. So if you're interested in seeing me harvest literally buckets of tomatoes in a few weeks and other things, exciting stuff, stick around. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. Thank you so much for watching and until next time, bye.